It is a shame we can't go back in time. However, some of the most unbelievable moments of history were caught on tape. So from a woman throwing knives at her own child, to soldiers walking into a nuclear explosion, here are 10 shocking historical videos. In 1913, the death of Emily Davidson was caught on film. Emily Davidson was an English activist for women's suffrage. On the 4th of June 1913, she stepped in front of the king's own horse. She died 4 days after being trampled due to her injuries. It is believed that she was only trying to disturb the race. It's hard to know if she really intended to kill herself. This footage speaks for itself, in more ways than one. This is a bizarre TV advert from the 1950s. They are selling a radioactive cleansing cream, a cream that makes your face radioactive. Can you imagine if they ran a commercial like this today?
That's why your face needs a thorough cleansing each day. And that's why cleansing tests were made by an independent testing laboratory. This same kind of dirt was made just radioactive enough to register on a Geiger counter. Leading cleansing creams, complexion soaps, and Dorothy Gray Salon Cold Cream were used to remove this dirt. The Geiger counter proved that Dorothy Gray Salon Cold Cream cleanses up to 2.5 times more thoroughly than any soap or other cleansing cream tested. When you cleanse with Dorothy Gray Salon Cold Cream, you know you remove dirt. And more important, you remove every trace of makeup which can clog your pores. That's why Salon Cold Cream is especially recommended for a young complexion. A clean skin is a healthy skin.
This footage captured the assassination of King Alexander of Yugoslavia. It was the 9th of October 1934, and the Yugoslav king was on a visit to France. He died instantly after being shot. The exact moment of assassination wasn't captured, but the cameraman got within inches of the dead king to film the aftermath. In 1950s America, there was a lot of hysteria surrounding socialism. In a bizarre witch hunt, anyone suspected of being a communist was demonized. I think this PSA represents the general attitude of the era.
In recognizing a communist, physical appearance counts for nothing. If he openly declares himself to be a communist, we take his word for it. If a person consistently reads and advocates the views expressed in a communist publication, he may be a communist. If a person supports organizations which reflect communist teachings, or organizations labeled communist by the Department of Justice, she may be a communist. If a person defends the activities of communist nations while consistently attacking the domestic and foreign policy of the United States, she may be a communist. If a person does all these things over a period of time, he must be a communist. But there are other communists who don't show their real faces. who work more silently.
This video is called War Neurosis. It was filmed in 1917 and it shows British soldiers being treated for shell shock. Their symptoms include extreme anxiety, paranoia, and loss of control of muscles. The details of their treatment is unknown, but clearly this was a time when medical science wasn't that advanced. This is the underwater explosion of an 8-kiloton nuclear bomb. And either they miscalculated massively, or they were playing a real-life version of battleships. For number 3 we have the execution of Benito Mussolini. On the 27th of April 1945, Mussolini was captured by communist rebels along with his mistress and other fascist leaders. The order was soon given to execute Mussolini and his associates. It was a summary execution, which means they were not given a fair trial. After the execution, they were hung upside down, making way for one of the Second World War's most iconic images. In 1963, the US President John Kennedy was assassinated. While on a visit to Texas, he was shot twice, once in the back and another in the head. I should warn beforehand, this footage is quite graphic. Before death, Kennedy wanted to do something radical. He wanted to shut down the CIA, and many believe he also wanted to end the Vietnam War. His assassination changed the world. This next video is from another nuclear weapons test, and I think it's the most crazy piece of footage ever. We see soldiers waiting in trenches, and when the explosion goes off, it's obvious that they are within a dangerous range of it. Being used as human guinea pigs, they then begin walking towards it. I imagine they all died fairly soon after.